Frankie was the biggest personality. He was so funny, he was so cheeky. He was the show and we were all the audience. Once we were in intensive care, they found multiple problems, so did some genetic testing. He had a very rare deletion, 3p25 deletion. He was one of only 50 in the world that had ever had this deletion. Frankie, in the early years, didn't really live a life. It was a lot of time in hospital. He didn't really start to grow outside of the hospital until he was about 4. He had extensive physio and OTs and all of the specialist support. It was very important for us that we still treated Frankie like he was any other child, and he did everything that any other child would do. He had 3 open heart surgeries in 2 years, had a mechanical valve fitted, and then would have gone on to have more heart surgery. But due to the heart defect, he had to have a lung removed, which then made it non-viable for any further surgery, and that was when he was diagnosed terminal. When I was first offered to come to the hospice, I flat out refused, because I think part of it is denial that your child is now eligible for hospice care. It's something nobody ever wants to do. So we started at home with play sessions, and then once he started coming here, the happiness that it brought him, I had to put my own feelings aside for what was best for him. And they made me feel very safe. They made me feel very secure that he was very well looked after here, and that I could just go and be Sarah for a little while and not have to constantly worry about if there was a problem or if he was happy or what he was doing. And they just made me feel really content. 2024 was probably Frankie's best year. He did everything. He went everywhere. It's the most well he's ever been. He had a holiday to Spain, which he loved. So many days out with his family. It was the happiest year he had ever had. On the 19th of December, he went into hospital with a chest infection, and he got progressively worse, and by the 5th of January he was put onto palliative care, and on the 13th of January he passed away. We had an advanced care plan that we had been able to plan in advance, that allowed me as a mother to express all my wishes of what I would like Frankie's death to look like, if possible. A huge part of that was the symptom management plan, because it was very important to me that Frankie was never in pain. And when the time did come and the pain had started, it was such an easy process for the hospital staff to follow the care plan, and there was no confusion about what he could have and what he couldn't have. They had already arranged a specific syringe driver that Frankie could have, and that was placed in Sunday evening, and then we went to bed together, and he passed away really peacefully in my arms in the early hours of the morning. that allowed him to have the most perfect, peaceful ending possible. Rather than having to worry, we just got all that snuggly time in. Tamara organised everything for me. She had everything planned. The symptom management plan was done by Tamara. Tamara organised all my organ donation for me. She did literally everything for me so that I was just with Frankie. When Frankie was on end of life care, the nursing team came out and we made some memory making with Frankie. We took his handprints, his footprints, we made hand molds, and we recorded Frankie's heartbeat for teddy bears so that they will live on forever. They keep my son's memory alive. They keep him real. They keep him as a person. And they keep us forever locked in that moment where we were mother and son. And I will hold them so precious forever, because it still makes him feel like he exists. Alexander Devine, to me, means comfort, it means safety, it means security, and most of all, it means love. Because they really made sure that not only Frankie was looked after, but I was too.
%83 of our funding comes from donations, fundraising and gifts and wills. That means that 50 minutes of every hour of care we deliver comes from people like you. On your tables, there are QR codes. If everybody in the room gave a donation tonight, it could make a world of a difference for a family like Sarah and Franké.
We need somewhere where our children can come and be happy and be safe and enjoy all the experiences they can for the short time that they will be here with us. So please, if you can, donate to help families like mine. We would be eternally grateful.